Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 4 of my Scratch to Max Ironman Runescape 3 series. So, in this episode we're going to aim at getting level 40 in all of our combat skills. We're going to get our prayer up to 43, which will allow us to get our protection prayers. We're going to work on a set of armor and weapons for each of the different combat types. So we're going to go for Addy armor for melee, we're going to go for split bark weapons and armor for magic, and we're going to go for green dragon hide and a U short bow for ranged. We're also going to work on getting our fishing and cooking up so that we can start stockpiling some lobsters, as they're going to be really useful for any of our fighting that we do. So the first thing I decided to do is complete the Shadow over Ashdale, and as I'm looking at the rewards now, I've seen that it gives you armor, ring, necklace, all the weapon types. So basically everything that I spent a while farming and crafting for level 1 gear, you get better from this. So if anyone hasn't started their Ironman, definitely follow up, do this quest, do the path to get these rewards, because these would have been so good to start off with. Oh well, can't change it now though. So we get 300 XP lamps in all these. I don't think we'll get any levels from them, but it's a little bit of XP, it's not going to hurt. So back to the grind. And there's the Tree Gnome Village quest complete. So we get a huge 11,500 XP almost, which has brought us up to 38 attacks, so only 2 more levels to go until we can use some adamant weapons, which would be great. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give the fight arena a try. I realised that it's a lot easier to kill mobs higher level than you in this than I expected. Like, I expected if a mob was 10 levels above me I'd struggle to kill it, but it was fairly easy, to be honest. So I was looking at the fight arena quest and I think I should be able to do that, so I'm going to give that a shot next and see how we get on. And there we have the fight arena quest done. So it turned out I couldn't kill the dog with melee, he was too tough, but you can actually safe spot him. So what I done was I killed the other 2 with melee and then I safe spotted the dog. It's really easy, like I literally have got a level 5 wand, or level 5 magic staff even, and level 24 magic, which is really low, and it still killed him. It takes a while but it's easy. And you get a huge amount of XP. You get 2,200 thieving XP nearly, which I completely forgot about, so that's brought me up to 19, which is nice. I would like to get started on the Thieves Guild soon. And 12,175 attack XP, which has brought my attack up to 41. So we've actually gone ahead of our target already in the episode, which is amazing. We're going to work on now, I think what I'll do is I'll go get level 40 smithing and mining, and I'm going to make myself some adamant weapons because the damage increase will be huge. So I'm going to get to it. So what I ended up doing was I done Doric's tasks. I done the second and third one of those. I also done Boric's task, and all the charges I got from the Gofanon amulet I put into smithing. So like you can see, I still have an extra 5,000 bonus XP, which will come in handy. Next up, to be able to craft the adamant stuff, I actually need to be able to mine it in the first place. So I'm going to work on getting my mining to level 40, and to do that I'll probably do the shooting star daily because I haven't done that yet today, and that'll give me some nice runes. And there we have level 40 mining. So what I ended up doing in the end was I was keeping an eye out for the shooting stars, but none of them were really popping up. I think it's pretty late, so most people probably aren't looking for them at the moment. So I decided to mine 100 copper and tin for the achievement to increase the amount of capacity in the ore box. So by doing that alone, like you can see here, it just says like you complete level 40 mining, and then a second later you completed the next part of it, so it worked out perfectly. So what I've got to do now is I'm going to mine some aluminum, I think it's called. Luminite. So we're going to mine some luminite and adamantite ore, and we're going to craft an adamantite hatchet, mining pick, and some weapons. I think for the weapons I'm going to mix it up a bit, and I'm going to go do a wield again. So while I was mining the luminite and the adamantium, I seen a shout out for one of the stars, so I went here. I've mined my 200 stardust and I'm just about to hand it in and got my rewards. I've gotten up to 44 mining from that. It's pretty crazy. I got 41 from the luminite and the adamantium, and then 44 from this star. Because when I first got here there wasn't many people, I was kind of mining it for a long time. So 44 mining, I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to go back and finish smithing those dual wield weapons. Okay, so I have just crafted my Addy scimitars and they look absolutely awesome. Like, I'm chuffed with these, they look sick. I've also redone my Revo bar to one I found online. Not too sure what it's actually like, but I mean, I don't really know how to make my own ones at the moment, so I'll have to do. The next thing I want to do is level my crafting up to level 31, as it will allow me to make some emerald amulets. When I make an emerald amulet, I can then enchant it into an amulet of defense. So 31 crafting is my next goal, and I think I'm going to start off by doing some of the low level mini quests such as Shearer and stuff, just to get a little bit of XP while knocking some quests off at the same time. Okay, so I just completed the Shearer mini quest. Literally takes like 2 minutes. It only gave 150 crafting XP. Got me up to level 12 though, which is pretty nice. So I think up next what I'm going to do is the murder mystery quest, because from what I read online that gives like 1400 crafting experience, which would be great. So I'm going to head over and do that right now. Just before I do that quest, I decided to check in on Annachronium, my base camp, and I was quite glad I did, because I'm actually capped on 2 of the resources. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create the storehouse now, which increases my limit on my resources to 25,000 each, which is a massive upgrade, it's 5 times the amount. And the next thing I'm going to go for is the sleeping quarters, because it gives me an extra 5 workers, so I'll be able to get resources quicker. So for this I need hides, leaves and wood, so I'm going to put 3 on wood, 3 on leaves, and then hides is the least amount of what I have, so I'll put 4 on them. Alright, so that'll take a while to gather up, but slowly but surely we'll get there. I've just completed the murder mystery quest. It was actually a pretty cool quest, as it was like a multiple outcome. It turned out for me anyway that Carol done it. I knew I shouldn't have trusted her. But that's that done. The next thing I'm going to do, I think, is actually just grind out some XP. I'm going to make some bowstrings out of flax. So I'm level 16. I need a total of 1300 XP, which shouldn't take too long to get from bowstrings. So I'll be right back once I've done that. I've just got level 20 crafting, and the whole reason I wanted to get level 20 crafting is so we can make the spider silk gloves. I want to train my combat a bit, and I was thinking I might as well knock 2 birds out with 1 stone. So I'm going to go to the Lumbridge catacombs and kill the spiders there, and then use their silk to craft the gloves. I'll also improve it to the other different like the legs and the chest once I get a higher crafting level from it. So I'm going to head right down to the Lumbridge catacombs, and I'll be right back once I've leveled up a bit. I decided to get my crafting up to 24 in the Lumbridge catacombs, and then to be honest I got kind of bored because it was really tedious. I was killing them so fast that it was just constantly looting. So I made myself a full set of the spider silk armor, and I made an amulet of magic with my magic and crafting combined, so that's quite good. If I ever decide to level up my magic, it should be considerably easier now. I've decided to mix it up a bit, and I'm working on a Slayer task at the moment. So I'm going to put a bit of effort into Slayer for the next bit, so I might do a couple of Slayer tasks as I'm leveling up my combat and see how far we get. And there is level 40 defense. So I've just been doing a couple of Slayer tasks, and that's got my level up to level 20. I've also been just killing random stuff I come across, anything for XP. The Slayer task here, where I've had to kill werewolves, actually gives pretty nuts XP. It's given me some decent rewards. I've gotten a lot of these salvages and mithril salvage which I sold, so you can see I'm on like 60,000 gold here, and I've still got most of my gold in the bank. I've also got a clue scroll, which is going to be great, so I'm not going to do that quite yet, but I'll definitely do it soon. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to smith myself a set of adamant armor. Vanica in Edgeville for another Slayer task. I actually got green dragons, which are going to be pretty tough for me. The reason being that they do magic damage and my range is terrible. My melee is my only decent stats and they'll destroy me. So what I was thinking of doing is I'm going to level up my range. So to do that, the first thing I want to do is the animal magnetism quest, because I get Ava's Attractor, which basically automatically collects all the ammunition that drops on the ground. So that's going to be really important, I think, so I don't want to be using too much as an Ironman. So I'm going to work towards the requirements for that. The first thing I need to do is get my range to 30 and my woodcutting to 35, and the rest of the requirements for the quest I have. So I'm going to work on that. It's been a couple of hours since the last recording, and I've gotten quite a lot done. So the first thing I done was I decided to buy the green dragon hide armor. So I bought this from the archery store in Varrock. It requires 40 defense to wear, which I have. I then grinded up to 30 range. I'm still using the level 5 bow, as you can see here, the quick bow from the Shadow over Ashdale quest. So I grinded to 20 in the cave to the north of the trolls, and then from 20 to 30 I went down to the chaos druids. With this armor set and the fact that the chaos druids do magic damage, they literally done like 0 damage to me, so I didn't even have to bring any food, which was nice. After this, for the next requirements for animal magnetism, I need 35 woodcutting, so I'm working on that currently. While I'm doing this, I'm actually doing fletching as well. I decided I'd just cut all the logs into headless arrows, and then, into arrow shafts, and then I attached the feathers on them to make headless arrows. I've got like 1500 in my bank. I'm currently using oak logs to do it, so I'll be right back once I get 35 woodcutting. There is 31 woodcutting, so this is great as it lets us use the adamant hatchet, which is going to boost our speed quite considerably. At level 30 I also unlocked willow trees, which are going to be really good for XP. The only thing is I'm going to stay away from them just for now because I want to get level 30 fletching before I do them, so I can turn the willow logs into some items for fletching and level that up at the same time. There we have 35 woodcutting, so we finally have all of the levels we need for animal magnetism. Before I start that, however, I've got 3,820 arrow shafts that I need to feather, so I'm going to go down to Port Sarum and get some feathers to do that. I also got 3 bird's nests just from the last bit of the grind, so I got a gold ring, curry tree seed and a yew seed. No idea if these are worthwhile at all. That's worth 11,500 gold on the GE, so I imagine it's somewhat decent. But anyway, I'm going to go back and feather up these arrow shafts and I'll be right back. So doing that is after getting me to 30 fletching on the dot. So I've got 6,500 headless arrows here. I'm gonna leave fletching for a bit because it's tanking my gold. Even the feathers alone, it's cost me 15,000 gold for a pack of feathers, and I've gone through like 5 of them. So that's quite a lot of money for me this early on. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start getting prep for animal magnetism so that I can push my range to 40. So just before I started the animal magnetism quest, I decided to do my daily challenges, as 4 of them have built up over the last couple of days. So I actually went and done Dungeoneering. It got me up to level 13. It's kinda tedious. I don't know, I'm just not really a fan of it. But I know I've got to do loads because I want to get the Bone Crusher, the Charming Imp, the like gold accumulator. So I've got a lot of Dungeoneering ahead of me, unfortunately. But I mean, it's not the worst, but I'm just not really a fan. So let's hand these in and see what levels we get. So we got 2 Dungeoneering levels, 4 Construction, 3 Hunter and 2 Herblore, which is really nice. So we're up to 630 total level now, which is great. So I'm going to start working on the items I need for animal magnetism, and we'll go from there. While gathering the items for animal magnetism, I realised I need to complete 2 quests still to be able to do it. So the first one is Ernest The Chicken, which I completed here. It only took about 5 minutes, which was a lot quicker than I remember. I think because I was using a quest guide this time for the puzzle downstairs with all the doors. I remember doing that when I was little and trying to do it on my own, and it literally took me forever to do it. But we got 4 quest points, we're up to 44 quest points now, so I think at 50 we might get another cash reward from Mel, I think her name is, outside of Ara. But yeah, we've got Priest Apparel up next, and then we've got all the requirements done. Priest in Peril is complete, so it's a little bit longer than Ernest The Chicken, but not much longer to be honest. It was still a pretty quick quest. So we get some prayer XP, which brings us up to 33 still. So there we have animal magnetism finished, and because I'm a Hmong, I may have had my mic muted when I was doing this the first time, so I don't actually have the quest completion text. But you can see it here, we've got it all fired up and finished. We actually have the Attractor now, which is really nice. 9 range bonus is pretty sweet. We got a bunch of levels in different skills. We also got 37 strength. So I decided to get the buttons in the end from the ham hideout. It only took me like 2 minutes of killing the guard, so that was really good. And I think on that note, we are going to finish the episode, guys. So thank you very much for watching the series so far. If you still are, please let me know what you'd like to see. Is there anything that I'm missing out on in this RuneScape 3 series that you'd like? And please like and comment and subscribe if you can. It would really help the channel out. It's my first time doing this series, so just let me know what you guys think, and if it's good, if it's crap, just let me know down below. So cheers guys, take care.